Hey friends, Neil here from Post to Post. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you guys are having a great one and a good start to your weekend, because today's Friday as I'm filming this and releasing it. That means Jersey Concepts on the channel. We've got a, I think, new designer here today. The name is TAS. I'm not sure if that's pronounced Tas, Tash, Taz. Not sure. Ta. Don't know if the S is silent. I have no idea, but I appreciate your submission. And we're going to take a look at it today. It's home jerseys, 32 NHL home jerseys. And just very quickly, before we jump into the jerseys, I just want to apologize to anyone who has emailed me and not heard back from me. I had a really busy 2 to 3 weeks leading up to my travels, and I was gone for 18 days. And I've been back for about a week now, and it's been very busy. So I apologize that you've not heard from me via email. My email has hundreds of emails. It's going to take me a little bit of time to reply, so I appreciate your patience. All right. TAS, I'm gonna say TAS, okay? TAS, let's see what you have for us. Let's jump in. It's gonna be Anaheim first. All right, okay. That honestly was not really expecting this. I guess maybe the amount of black, green, and orange, like the black has a really good section of the jersey where it holds the numbers, and the numbers stand out really well in there with the orange outline. And then the green also has quite a big impact as well, because that's the main stripe going through the elbow and the bottom of the jersey. You can see it, holding the C as well. And then the orange obviously is the biggest percentage of the jersey, but they all have like their own really good sections of color. It's a little bit conflicting. It almost feels like two jerseys put into one, but I do kind of like it actually. I really like the logo colorized like that. Maybe not on orange as the primary color because it bleeds in a little bit, but it's quite nice overall. If I'm going to give it a rating, usually I don't do this, but I'd probably give that like a 7. So let's move on. Boston. Okay. So I think TAS is onto something here in terms of the gray. I think there is high potential for a Boston Bruins jersey to utilize black as the primary color, but then hit us with some charcoal gray or something just to really complement the black, but staying in the same kind of color family. Just makes it look a little bit more modern and sleek almost. I don't think this is a perfect execution, but I think it's a really interesting rendition of a potential of some light gray. My biggest issue is the logo. I just think it's colorized a little bit weird, but I like the rest of it. And yeah, it looks quite modern for a Boston Bruins jersey. And these are supposed to be home jerseys, by the way. I can't remember if I mentioned that, but this is his or her vision. Buffalo Sabres, okay. Yeah, pretty cool. This is one of those jerseys that, first glance, you might not have a lot to say about it, but I think if you dive a little bit deeper and start to look at the specific details, you start to notice some really cool stuff. Now, the logo itself is basically a combination between two logos. It's the goat head, obviously, and then their primary logo with the Sabres in there. I don't mind that at all. I think that's pretty cool. I am a big fan of the shoulder patch logo. I always liked that when they used it. And then the inside of the arms, it's a little bit Reebok, but at the same time, it's very modern, it's very edgy, and it's got shades of that kind of original goat head jersey, the black and red one. So I would say I like that kind of direction. Also, that point that comes down, it provides really good balance for the logo, like the tip of the saber. It kind of is an expansion of that shape, and it bleeds off into the arm. So really good relationship throughout this jersey, and really good color balance as well. There's a lot of blue, obviously, but there's that splash of yellow in the numbers and in the arms. Only criticism might be this kind of pinstripe on the neck. I'm not a huge fan of that, but yeah, it's a really good jersey. Next, the Carolina Hurricanes. Okay, that might be the first time that I've seen that. Using the warning flag outline or texture and making it, I guess, an environment on a specific area of the jersey, or the shoulders as a specific area of the jersey. I think that is very cool. I actually like that a lot. That would end up being a sublimation print. I'm just thinking of the texture because Fanatics has changed. But I guess it would have to be a texture or a sublimation print on the shoulders. It's weird because like the negative space, the black isn't technically negative space. It's a shape on the flag, but here it makes the negative space and it's in the spot where a shoulder patch usually would go. So it's easy to look at almost in a way. I like the striping as well, and I like black as the primary color. This is a very edgy jersey. It's a very modern and forward-thinking jersey. So very cool. Honestly, very cool. One of the coolest Carolina jerseys I've seen. Columbus Blue Jackets. Yeah, I mean, wow, some really good jersey concepts so far in this set. Very impressed, honestly. This is quite retro, but a little bit modern at the same time. It's a combination, again, of kind of two logos. We've talked about that a little bit, like the Buffalo one. You've got the cannon in there, and then you've got that swoop of their normal logo, the Ohio State flag. Great combination. That's really cool, actually. And then you still have the chevrons in there for branding. I shouldn't say still in there, but you've got them in there for branding. Cool logo on the arm here, and then the numbers up top. Really cool jersey. Excellent. Calgary Flames. Okay. Conflicted immediately from this one. I like the amount of white from the neck all the way down. I love the arms. The arms are so good. It gives me major 80s retro vibes. I like the bottom of the jersey. I like that red is still the primary color, but there's so much white. It's very complimentary. However, lost me with the logo a little bit. I think the logo is very cool, but it clashes with the rest of the jersey. It is very modern in comparison to the rest of the jersey. If you look at the design on the arms and the bottom, it's very two-dimensional. But if you look at the logo, it almost has a little bit of 3D aspect to it. So it's a little bit conflicting, and that's really the only thing that I would say. Otherwise, it's a really nice jersey. Chicago Blackhawks, updated logo in terms of expression. I think the feathers are different as well. Off-white instead of white. Numbers on the shoulders look very good. Striping is good. Don't love the neck. I think if you look at the size of off-white striping here, it's a specific shot size, but it's bigger on the neck, and I think that's a little bit conflicting. I would probably allow the black to come up a little bit in that neck, just have it the same thickness as the off-white. That's really, a little small critical stuff. Colorado, very interesting striping on this one as well. That is maybe a little aggressive, but not bad. Gradient in the neck is probably a miss for me, but it's not a bad jersey at all. No misses so far. Pretty good. Ooh, the Dallas Stars. This is very, very cool. I really like these colors. I think Dallas needs to do something like this because it feels retro, and I think that's what a lot of people want right now. I mean, I don't think that's what a lot of people want right now. I know that's what a lot of people want right now because because the sport and designers have told us this. That want or need or desire is reflected in the designs that a lot of NHL teams have moved forward with. Talking about Ottawa, Calgary, LA. Like a lot of these teams are reaching back into their history because people are so nostalgic. And this is a really good nostalgic jersey, but it also kind of scratches the itch of maybe something a little bit modern and different. So yeah, really good so far. Great set. Detroit Red Wings. Wow. Okay. This might be the first miss. Maybe I spoke a little bit too soon. This is going to be a miss for me. I like the stylization and font of the C. That's pretty cool. Really great font type there. Numbers are positioned properly. Sleeves or arms are okay. I don't like the logo. It's moving a little bit futuristic, where Detroit is such a classic brand. Also, the way that the spokes are done, it looks like a pentagram. What's the word? Yeah, pentagram. It's a symbol with diverse historical and cultural meanings, often signifying protection, perfection, and humanity. Though, and I'll point this out, this is what made me think of, an inverted pentagram has been used to represent evil. When a pentagram is enclosed in a circle, the symbol is specifically called a pentacle and is used in various pagan and Wiccan traditions to symbolize elements in the universe. Okay, that was way more in depth than I was expecting. Thank you, Google. But yeah, I don't know. I get weird vibes from that logo. Next, the Edmonton Oilers. This is very cool. Kind of like the Calgary one. I think the white, the amount of white, the percentage of white, it's taking up so much real estate in the jersey, but not too much. I find it very complementary to the primary color. In this case, it's blue. It looks wonderful. Even like the little Star Wars looking logo that's on here is just the regular logo that's been recolorized and the font stripped out. It balances with the primary logo. So really cool jersey. Maybe a little bit busy, but yeah, good. Florida Panthers. Okay, a combo jersey, or combo logo rather. I guess combo jersey as well. I don't love that color as a primary or secondary. It's very muddy. It's a very muddy color. It just has never done a lot for me. So I would probably pass on this jersey just based on that personal color preference alone. But at the same time, in the same breath, I can kind of see people liking this. So I think this one's probably a pretty person-specific one. LA Kings, absolutely, definitely. Look at the kind of relationship here that between the logo and the jersey itself. Sometimes jerseys are just jerseys, and sometimes it's almost like it's living a little bit. You can see this in jerseys like what's the jersey? I guess maybe Tampa Bay alternate Adidas, where it had like the little raindrops and stuff in there. I feel like it's got some personality. It's almost like it's a living, breathing jersey. This has the same kind of vibe a little bit just because of the logo. The bottom of the logo, that shape, is also being represented onto the jersey. So it feels not so much like a logo on a jersey. It feels like they're intertwined and there's two things are becoming one almost with this design. I think that's really cool. Shoulder patch is beautiful as well, and love the colors. Love the colors. Good job. Whoa, was not expecting that for the Minnesota Wild. We've gone from a bear to a wolf, I assume. Incredible logo. I love it. I love the colors. I love everything about this. If this was a new hockey team, to me, it doesn't say Wild, and obviously it should because of the logo. It still has obviously the same kind of design language in terms of the interior and stuff. It's got a shade of green, so we've got that. It's got some black in there. But I get a little bit too much Anaheim Ducks vibes with this because of the specific shade of green and then that obviously very specific shade of purple or the eggplant or whatever. So a little bit too much Anaheim Ducks color palette, but I really like it. Like if this was a brand new team in the NHL or something like that, very cool branding, very cool jersey. I like it individually, but I don't think it's the best so far in terms of maybe home or redesign. Montreal Canadiens. Okay, interesting idea with the C there and the flame. Very cool. I'm a big fan of numbers on the shoulders, but an original six team, especially Montreal one that's so traditional, I don't think that's the right direction for a home jersey. Stadium series? Okay, definitely. Alternate? Possibly. Home? I prefer a little bit more traditionality. Is that a word? Traditionality. Yeah, I'll say that. Okay, the Devils. Not too bad. I'm just trying to picture what the uniform would look like. I think it would be pretty cool. Just the shoulder patch is a little bit too one-dimensional. I almost want to see like an outline there or something, but it's very cool. The logo, I almost find there's a little bit too much of that charcoal gray in there. Maybe just full black, possibly, in the middle, but I like the gray kind of on the outside. Next, the Nashville Predators. Totally. Absolutely. Great shoulder design there. We still get that the guitar pick that's in there. The slash and the striping down below. Recolorized logo with a little bit more yellow. That's very cool. Blue is the primary. Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up for that. That's awesome. The Islanders. Okay. Text has changed and colors have changed in the logo. That's pretty cool. I definitely like the orange shoulders and it coming down and stopping. I like this quite a bit, actually. Yeah, very cool. It's a little bit busy for the Islanders, but very cool. The Rangers, yes, a little bit too much yin and yang, I think, with the logo. It's very split. We've talked about elements and the amount of percentage that they've taken up quite a bit on the channel, and whether it's part of a logo or it's part of a jersey, you really want to have like a primary element or primary focal point, and maybe it's 70-30. This element takes up 70%. This element takes up 30%. Your eye just naturally wants to favor one thing. That's why it's great to only favor 50-50 split when it's symmetrical. In this case, it's not symmetrical, where the shape itself, you could say, is the primary element, but it really blends in with the background. So your eye is really drawn to the white and then the red, but they're both the same shape. So it's almost like one needs to be a little bit bigger than the other. At least that's, I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying what I think. So that's how I feel. It's a nice jersey, though. Okay. That is so interesting. Honestly, I don't really like it, but I love the idea of it. I think it's very cool because you've got this, I don't want to call it a cape. I guess it kind of is a cape, but that cape hanging off the back and the wind takes it and it's kind of blowing onto one shoulder and it's coming down. You can see it a little bit in the logo, but representing that same, I guess, environment. I used that word earlier, environment of the logo bringing it onto the jersey. It's a really, really cool idea. I just don't know if it executes properly. Maybe properly is the wrong word. I just find it a little bit awkward. But it's a very cool idea. Okay, Philadelphia Flyers. Yeah, absolutely. Pretty classic, pretty basic here in a good way. Basic in a good way. Like not definitely not in a bad way. Very good Flyers jersey. Okay, the Penguins probably say the same thing. Honestly, the logo's been updated a little bit in the face. Don't love the split neck on this one. I think I'd probably just make that all yellow or all black. Yeah, really good jersey. Whoa, Seattle Kraken. It's like I can see the water in there, but at first, honestly, I thought that it was camo. So maybe not that texture. It's a little light and fluffy, a little not gimmicky, but almost cartoony in a way. I think if you just strip that texture out, it would be a super interesting jersey. I like the colors change. Honestly, I like the deeper blue. It's almost got a little bit of a purple hue to it. Yeah, it's a cool jersey. Just don't love the texture. Next, the Sharks. Yes to the shoulders, yes to the neck, yes to the logo and the numbers. Don't love the striping, but it's not bad. St. Louis, a little bit busy for me, I think. I think the bottom of the jersey is very, very cool, but it kind of loses me in the middle section of the jersey. Yeah, it feels almost like two jerseys into one. The Tampa Bay Lightning, absolutely. Kind of like Calgary, kind of like Edmonton. You get that big percentage of white that complements the blue so nicely, but it's split by the black stripe / lightning bolt. That is great. Very good. Very, very good here. I like this one. Tampa Bay Lightning. We just looked at Tampa Bay Lightning. Toronto Maple Leafs. They both start with T, to be fair, and they both have the same color palette. So forgive me. Very good arms. I think there's potential there. I am not a fan of the TML. I have never been a fan of the TML. I know a lot of people like it. It's just not for me. So I would remove that, put a traditional Maple Leaf, put their traditional logo, something in there. But yeah, I'm just personally not a fan of the TML. Okay, the Mammoth. Well, I think it's better than what they came out with for sure. Nice mountain representation in the arms. Colors are on point. The Canucks. Wow. Okay, I have not seen that version of the logo with an indigenous flavor to it. That's incredible. That is actually amazing. I like that a lot. I think that's fantastic. I have nothing really negative to say about this jersey at all. I like the font as well. Like the C, I will say that the number does not have the same font as the C on the front. So I would make the numbers a little bit funky, kind of like the other font that's on there. Cool jersey. Moving on to the Vegas Golden Knights, and I struggle with this one. You would think that a jersey that's full of gold and full of like a pretty intricate alternate logo, and they got the top of the castle. Sorry, not up here. The castle on the arm. You think that all those things would potentially draw my interest first, but the first thing I noticed was the texture underneath the top of the castle in here. It looks like a tire track, and it's on black. It looks like a tire tread. And now that I've seen that, I can't see anything else. Like I find that's so distracting. It looks like a tire tread. So, and it looks like the top of a wheel. I'm sorry, Taz. I can't unsee that. So this would be a miss for me. Okay, next Winnipeg Jets. Pretty cool. I like the logo. Yeah, like the logo. Proper jet in there, F-18, and good colors. Yep. And then the Washington Capitals, a bit of a combo jersey. Pretty good, but not the best I've seen. I prefer, I guess, the original Screaming Eagle in terms of colors. Now, I'm going to have to go back through because there are so many amazing jerseys in here. Honestly, there are so many good ones. Like the Buffalo one was good. What else? The Columbus one was good. The Calgary one was good. The Dallas one was super good. The Edmonton one I thought was really good, really excellent. The LA Kings one was good. Like, man, there's a lot of really, really good jerseys in this collection. I think I'm going to give it to, let me go back. I'm going to give it to Carolina. I think this is a bit of a spicy jersey. I really love the shoulders, and I like the striping as well. And it keeps their primary logo. I know there's been a lot of talk about them maybe getting a new logo or whatever. But to me, Carolina isn't really a historic or retro brand. They started playing in the, was it 2000, 98? I get those four teams confused. Columbus, Minnesota, Carolina, and whatever the other one was. I always get them confused in terms of the release year, but to me, like, Carolina's a new-ish team, so I feel like their brand should be very modern. And they've definitely done some pretty cool modern designs, but this to me is a really, really good concept, and I think that they could use this moving forward. So Tass, wonderful job on this one, and wonderful job altogether. Like, rarely and very rarely does a new designer, well, maybe not new, we'll say new to the channel designer, submit something and it's so well executed. There are so many incredible designs in this set. I'm really impressed. The great news about this is that he or she has submitted 2 sets. This was the first one, and then next week we get the away. So we get the away version of all of these. I was excited because I always like when new designers submit, but I'm very excited now because this first set was amazing. So this next set, next Friday, should be awesome. So if you're new to the channel and you really like hockey jerseys and all that stuff, would love to have your subscription so you can join me for that video next week. I'd love to see you there. Hope you guys have a great start to the weekend. And to all the designers, or specifically potential designers out there, if you've wanted to design something in general, not just for my channel or my videos or whatever, details on how to submit are down below in the description if you're interested. But if you just want to design in general and play around with your thoughts and creativity and your ideas and stuff in terms of teams and logos and whatever, you can pick up a template online. There are free ones. There's also some really high quality ones like you saw in this video. Tass used the sportstemplates.net version. It is the highest quality template out there. And if you want to pick it up, I can help you save some money. 10% off any template on the site, whether it's hockey related, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, doesn't really matter. My code works for all the templates on the site. Plus there's free ones. I always mention that as well. So even if you don't want to spend some money, make sure you go over to sportstemplates.net, pick up one of those free ones, and yeah, have fun in Photoshop and put your ideas down to digital pen, paper, whatever. Show me what you got. Like I said, details on how to submit to the channel are down below in the description. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Adios.